at whatever you're focusing on. If you're opening the door, focusing on that, that's an actual movement. And then actually seeing your spirit guides. You can't create them. You can try, but when you open that door, the angels or deities or beings, guides, whatever words you're attained to grow with right now, will be there. Every soul has at least two. At least two. I have three. Some people have more. But they're there with beings, or whatever you want to call it, that are vibrating with a level that you're able to understand and help you move forward. So it's not an individual path, like everybody would say. I mean, it's individual for you to do the work to get to that point. But when you get to that point, you're going to get help, the help that you truly need to move further. I mean, it's just like going from kindergarten to college. I mean, it's a big step, but guess what? You still need a teacher to teach you what you're going to learn. And just thinking a sad idea. People think when they die, and most psychics, people that work with beings and ghosts and spirits, think because you die, you become spiritually aware. Think you become an angel, and all those words. You do not. You're the same soul that was living in this body with the same awareness. Now you do experience death, and you see that there's a separation there. But that
you think I'm aware?
Do I think you're aware?
Uh-huh.
You answer it. Are you aware?
I think so. I hear an echo.
TJ,
I thought I'd better let you know my kids just came by. So I was gone a few minutes, so I didn't know if you noticed. But
no problem.
How are you doing, okay?
I'm doing fine. I guess you weren't listening to any. That's okay.
So, I was the first 15 minutes or so, but now you're at a minute and 12. So you've been talking almost a little at 30 minutes. So I haven't been gone but maybe 12 minutes. But I had to go get my daughters. They had my car.
You want to come back in?
No, I don't know where you're at in the storyline. So where are you right now?
Okay. I'm up to dealing with the guides and spirit guides and deities that we work with.
Okay. Well, now some people separate it by a conscious, subconscious, superconscious, and that's what I learned in Psi seminars and also Spiritual World Network. But, we deal now with neuroscience and quantum physics, and I watch world science a lot. But everybody has a different opinion. And so everybody's entitled to their opinion. And all we can do is tell them who we are, how we think, and what works for us. And that we hope that they like us well enough to join us on the Internet in our relationship, And some people say they've been getting a lot of help from Blog Talk for years. So they called in because they learn things, and we educate them. So I hope that is what everybody feels like listening to you today, because we have quite a few of your lessons, and you have a good following. But anyway, I'll just let you continue, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to hit save. I put the love, light, liberty, law, and life.
What she was saying is we have a higher awareness, which we assume is a different reality. It's like a different one of us, but it's us. When these great speakers speak about attaining a higher awareness, it's the same person. It's just that you're trying to focus on who you really are. That's all. It's not like you become superpowered or anything else. It's just you're staying a little more focused on that part of yourself, of what soul really is. It doesn't become super powerful or anything else. Money is not anything pertaining to spirituality as well. And if you focus on money, you're not focusing on spirituality. So we'll get into that word, which I'm slowly going to do as we talk right now. But the idea that we attain spiritual awareness by having lots of money is a fallacy. To think you can buy it is a fallacy. It just doesn't happen. And it just doesn't pop up in your reality and you're that. Now, when we talk about our higher selves, it's just a matter of focusing on what you want to believe is your higher self. You are soul. It doesn't change. And it'll stay that way all the way up into the higher plane, which is the fifth plane. All right? It's not going to change into a dragon or any other thing. It's going to stay what it is, you as soul. The body that you chose, that you're in right now, is only temporary, but the features of soul within itself will stay the same. A light being doesn't have like a big nose, short ears, big feet, whatever. It doesn't have those kind of features. Your sexual body parts are not the same. I mean, there are none. So it's so different to try to compare that to the body or the consciousness of a mind. Now, what I wanted to say, since TJ brought it into the picture, quantum physics. All right, Tesla was responsible for making that become a really important thing in this reality. All right, now you have to understand we're in the first dimension, first realm. It has multiple dimensions. So when they talk about going to dimensions, you're not going into higher realms. You're not going into more spiritual realms. Anything but. If you're dealing with aliens and demons and all those things, you're staying in the lower dimension. Even though we're going to another dimension, you're still in the physical realm, meaning the first level. There's three in this realm. I call it the beginner, the middle, and the lesser, which means you're leaving it. All right. But within that, protons, neutrons, and electrons vibrate differently. So when a scientist says, "Oh, they found the God cell," and things like that, they're delusional. It's like breaking down an atom. And if you want to be real creative with thinking, if you break an atom down and go into each part of that, and then break that down and go into each part of that, and break that down and go into each part of that, and say that's where we are right now. All right? But we don't perceive it that way. The same as we don't perceive what we are in the bigger picture of where we are and what we are. When they say we're all one consciousness, that's a programmed idea. All right? It's a consciousness that bees have, ants have. Do you want to be part of that kind of a consciousness? Fine, you can be. It's not that complicated to create it or stay within that. The problem is trying to get out of that, trying to get beyond that. Oneness. Would you want to be one with all the souls on this planet? I don't know one soul on this planet I'd want to be one with. Not one. Never mind 7.4 billion of them. To think they think the same, they don't. To think they act the same, they don't. To think they know anything close to each other, they don't. So why would you want to be one with that? And then now, if you're not one with each other, you're one with God. You don't know God. How can you be one with it? Well, the biggest excuse that you're using now is one with the universe. Why would you want to be one with the universe? A universe doesn't have thought as we perceive it. It doesn't have the creating ability. I mean, if you want to believe science, which is a lie, the black hole and the Big Bang and all those kind of things, one Big Bang, really, to create human life, and even the smartest scientists are only coming out admitting there has to be a central individual creating force, meaning something that's aware of what it's being created. Now, and everybody will have to agree or try to disprove it, but you can't. There's no way a cell can keep multiplying and constantly move forward. All right, you take a mutating cell. It becomes a dragon, it becomes a lion, it becomes a tiger. And then those break down, one becomes a human, one becomes an alien. No, it's not like that, and it can't. But then you take apart your human body. Every cell in the body has its own mission. It's like they're alive and well, and they got their own mission to do in their whole life, the same as we do as a soul. It's so complicated, and when science says, well, they found the God gene or whatever they want to say, or we all came from the black race, these ridiculous statements. They don't know nothing about DNA yet. They know 12 strands. There's 32 basic strands, and I don't know how many more there are than that. And there could be lots more that nobody knows about even. Like I said, when you start breaking something down to its core, you never can get to the core. I mean, the microchips and what they can put in an atom right now, these I can't even say it, biomites, whatever, a word. a little tiny dot that's actually a computerized, programmed robot that they can put in your body, in the air, so small. So imagine the technology to build that. So then to go deeper inside that, what kind of tools do you have? What kind of thing? See, it's beyond what we can perceive in this consciousness right now. Quantum physics is now taking that and moving it into different dimensions of this physical reality. CERN, which is the most dangerous weapon on the planet, and you're trying to create a vortex and a black hole to go through. All right. When they do, they made these spacesuits that think they're going to be able to jump into it and go somewhere. It's like jumping into the astral plane. You can get there. If you get there by yourself and you get stuck there, you're not going to find your way. All right. And it's not like every angel's going to jump out. Oh, I'm going to help you. I'll help you. Go to the street corner and say, where's the way to get out of here? It's not going to be like that, because it's not going to be as solid as this world is. So if you're attaining, trying to attain, and you're really working on and attaining it, spiritual awareness, you're starting a most complex journey you'll ever take, and you probably have ever taken in any of your other lifetimes. Something that most people don't want to recognize either about that. So usually is the best it has ever been right now. Think about it. You had 200 lifetimes. You have a lot of awareness if you can tap into that. If you're only here for like 10 lifetimes, you have a little bit of awareness. And that's all you can tap into. The consciousness of the universe, it doesn't know. The planets, the moon, the stars, shooting stars, meteorites, they don't have an awareness of a God. They're not there sitting there talking to people or talking or vibrating with other things. Human consciousness is the one thing that overrides all other animals and creatures. Being aware of being alive and being aware of higher things is separate. You can, like an animal taking care of its children. It doesn't know much further than that. A dog can recognize love from a person, but it doesn't recognize God. And then the other thing is, they're aware, much more aware than we perceive or understand. You ever watch a dog have a nightmare and watch them dream? They dream too. So dreaming is a critical thing to a lot of different animals, creatures, and everything else as well. So there's a fine line between dreams and reality for a consciousness awareness, because if you can tap into that and use it wisely, it's incredible. Now, I'm going to sidetrack. I mean, it's Halloween. I watched so many ghost stories and spirits and everything the past 3 days. I watched day and night, constantly, all day long, all these different ghost shows. I have half of them recorded, and it's about, like yesterday and today, there was 2 channels on all day. So now, the other thing is spirits, ghosts, entities, poltergeists, all those kind of words. They're here now. So, and they're in a different form. They're not in the solid form. They're in their astral body. All right. Can you be in your astral body and be here? Of course. Can we be here and be in our astral body? Of course. So it's not too much different between the astral plane and this reality, except we're not driving around in the same car. The car being the body. So when I wanted to bring this up, the first time, and I think the person that did it, his is Ozzy's son, Rick. He's been doing a lot of ghost things for the past couple of years. And I really didn't even know it was him until recently. But he did a special just yesterday. The first time they had this incredible proof of an experience. And I needed to tell you because this can help you understand how we deal with it in this physical reality. All right, this lady said the house was haunted. So Ozzy and this woman that he works with went to the house. And they're talking to the lady. She said, I can feel it, I can see it, and all these things. So they set up an experiment. And it was on yesterday, I'm sure you can pull it up. But it showed, okay, what they decided, they said they're going to try something completely different they never did before. And I don't think anybody else ever did it. All right, what they did, they put the woman that said she was aware of what's going on, they put her in one room. And they put this thing over so she could only hear what they wanted her to hear, sound, right? Now, the other woman went into the other house. They were both haunted houses. They both had property and everything. And the other woman in the other house that was supposed to be talking